Happy 2024. We're back. I'm joined by none other than Isaac Diaz. Isaac, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, brother. Happy New Year's. And hopefully in this 2024 year, we get some explosive sports moments that we can react to. Guys, we're going to try to be more active on this channel so that you guys can get some beautiful content coming forward this year.
And speaking of channel, you actually have your own channel, which is...
That's right. Yeah. It's guys, whenever you want, check on the description below. Make sure you subscribe. It's my music and reacting channel.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to that page. But this week, we're talking about this week in MMA news. So, and not only MMA, but fighting, because the first piece of news we have is Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua to square off in a boxing match. 10 rounds for a heavyweight boxing match that's happening March 8th in Saudi Arabia. Isaac Diaz,
now listen,
how do you feel about that?
This is crazy what I'm about to say, but I truly believe Francis Ngannou won against Fury.
I don't think that's crazy. I think that was a robbery.
Right. And I think that Ngannou is going to beat this guy. Look, it's crazy it's crazy to say this, that just a few months ago, people were making fun of Ngannou. They were saying you didn't sign with the UFC. You didn't take the deal. They were, destroying the guy, trashing the guy. Guys, Ngannou is winning. Think about this. He hasn't even had his first MMA fight in PFL.
Right.
So that's guaranteed money in MMA, and now guaranteed money in boxing. His second boxing match coming up. And let me tell you something. He is the favorite to win this one.
And it's crazy because, he was on this journey, right? On this trajectory of, he won the heavyweight championship in the UFC. And then obviously he left, went to the PFL. And then now he's on his trajectory of boxing. But he can do whatever he wants, right? His coach, Eric Miksic, just said that, he had the biggest payday of his life ever, right? From the Tyson Fury fight. As soon as that happened, a few days later, we get this news of Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. Man, what a fight. I cannot wait for that fight.
And I'll tell you this, Anthony Joshua ain't no Tyson Fury.
Of course
He's a bum. He's an athletic bum.
I didn't say the bum part, but...
Well, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. Compared to Fury, he's a bum. And listen, Ngannou showed... I can box with the best of the best. I truly believe he beat Tyson, and he's going to destroy this guy. I'm telling you, the W is coming home with Ngannou.
Well, moving gears into the UFC, Conor McGregor, in a very cheeky and very Conor McGregor way, announced that he is coming back June 29th for International Fight Week, fighting none other than Michael Chandler. And it's going to be surprisingly, he says, maybe he's just trolling, but at 185.
Listen, I'll believe it when I see it. At this point, I don't believe any of the words that are coming out of Conor's mouth. Listen, I believe that the money got to him. I believe truly the money got to him. Now, the injury, let's be real. This injury is such a serious injury that it's taking this long for him to recover. But Conor, come on. You're drinking. You're getting drunk. In that video, you're drinking. You look fat. Your cheeks are all big. Come on, Conor. Drop down to 170. Drop down to 170 and fight Chandler at that weight. Please come back to the UFC. You're all talk, no walk.
I can't wait for that fight. I mean, everyone saw The Ultimate Fighter. I think it was a little lackluster. I think we didn't get as much of the banter that we would hope for from them too. Okay. But I'm hoping for a finalized fight and something that we can celebrate. It's unfortunate that's not happening on UFC 300, which we all thought. And it's actually wasn't Conor's decision. It was actually the UFC brass's decision to move it to UFC International Fight Week.
So who do you think is taking it in that fight, Conor or Chandler?
I think Michael Chandler has it in the bag.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Conor. I was about to say you are delusional. Okay, so I'm with you. Chandler, and it's going to be an amazing fight. I truly do believe Chandler is going to go back to wrestling. I'm telling you.
100%.
He needs to win this one. But I really do believe... Yeah, I really do believe it's going to be a firefight. The first round is going to be a firefight, and then Chandler is going to go back to his bread and butter, and it's going to be wrestling.
Yeah, and do you think that is Conor McGregor's last fight? Could he retire with this one?
If he loses. If he loses, the only fight that I could see him having still in the books is the Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah.
Other than that, I see retirement if he loses.
Well, speaking of retirement, for our last piece of news, we have Jorge Masvidal, who announces his unretired after 8 months after hanging up the gloves in MMA. So he just literally tweeted on January 1st, 2024, unretired. What do you think of this?
Look, Masvidal, this is sad, man. This is really sad because it shows that all of those UFC fights did not make this man enough money that he could retire comfortably. Okay? Don't let Masvidal fool you. He's not making any money off of that game bred, crap that he's got going on there.
Game bred boxing?
The minor league. Seriously, the minor leagues. Listen, I truly do believe that he is in need of money, but there are some good matchups that can make him some money. And let's talk about those matchups. Okay, we got number 1, Mike Perry in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Oh man, that would be something.
Woo! A slobber knocker. We also have, him translating himself into boxing, fighting like a Jake Paul, or I don't know, maybe fighting Perez, or fighting one of these low, average guys in boxing where he can at least get a W and then get a big fight. I really do believe he'll go for the Jake Paul. I really do believe he'll go for that fight.
That would be a great fight.
Lastly, I'm going to go with what Chael said. A BMF versus BMF title fight, Justin Gaethje versus Masvidal at UFC 300.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this week's edition of Fighting and UFC news, MMA news in general, as well as Francis Ngannou coming. I mean, I think that's the biggest news that we can get for 2024.
Let's go, baby.
Guys, please please subscribe, and let us know what you think about these videos. Also, let us know what you want us to react to. And guess what? We'll see you next time.
Peace.